Good morning, everybody. My name is Carla, and you've reached my FlossTube channel, Carla being Crafty, where I talk about mostly cross stitch, but also other crafts that I enjoy and a little bit of life thrown in. I want to say welcome and Happy New Year. Today is Sunday, December 31st, and it is FlossTube number 222. Yeah, I just want to say welcome. If this is your first time finding my channel, thank you for stopping by. I hope you like what you see. Want to hit like, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you really like what you see, want to give me a monetary tip, there's a super thanks button right below in the description box. Or right above the description box, I guess is really where it is. Or you can always send through PayPal. My email's in the description box. If this is not your first time finding my channel, then I want to say welcome. I'm so glad you're here for the last FlossTube of 2023. Very, very exciting stuff. I always give my little weather report. It is gray outside. It's supposed to maybe rain a little bit today. We definitely have gone into the cooler weather here in Southern California. We're down in the very, very low 60s. And in fact, next week it's supposed to get down into the 50s. And at night, towards the end of next week, it's actually supposed to go down into the 30s at night, which is very, very cool for here. Very cold. So I like this weather a lot. I like, sweater weather where you can, I don't want it to be freezing. I don't want to live in the snow necessarily, but I do like it when it's time to put on a sweater. And I still have my fan going because I need that airflow, but a fan and a sweater at the same time is great. So yeah, this is good weather for me. Tonight is New Year's Eve. Very exciting, and I do have a Zoom, so I just thought I'd remind you guys again, if you don't have plans, or if your plans are done and you're back home, and you want to jump on and do a little stitching and chit-chatting and raise a cup and all that kind of stuff, then please join us. I'm starting the Zoom at 8 o'clock Pacific time, and I will go until everybody's ready to say goodnight. Last year, we all kind of said goodnight around 12:30 Pacific time, so we were able to ring in the new year 3 different time zones, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I'm really excited. I have all of my my sort of evening nibbles planned out, and my drinks. I don't usually drink alcohol. Except on special occasions and not when I'm sitting at home alone, but I have some really cool, fancy sort of like, fancy cordial type drinks. I have an elderberry and rose cordial, and I have a mint and cucumber mint and cucumber lemonade that sounds great. So I'm going to be pouring those into a fancy wine glass and indulging with that. And I have an array of crackers and cheese and olives and all those kind of nibbly things that I just adore. So I'm very excited about it. And I have a new project to start to stitch on. It is not a counting canvas, so I may have to be changing glasses in and out to see the people on the Zoom, but it's fine. It's all good. So I filmed my whip parade last weekend. If you haven't seen it yet, then check it out. It's about an hour and 40 minutes, so not terribly, terribly long. It was fun to do. Made a huge mess, but on the bright side, making that huge mess and pulling all the projects out and piling up, then I was able to put them back neatly and sort of in order, and I kind of know where everything is now, and that's good. I still have one project that I can't find, but it'll turn up one of these days, I'm sure. I ended up, so I had at the time, I think 6 things on my inactive list, which are basically projects that I'm not ready to give away or throw away or UFO, but I'm also not interested in stitching on them right now. And so I wanted to kind of take them off my active whip list just for my own mental, I don't mind having a lot of whips, but there becomes a point where it feels oppressive and it makes me feel anxious. So I wanted to take those ones off and so they don't count as far as what I count as how many whips I have, or how many active whips, I guess, is the reality. So I had 6 on that list. 2 of them came off and I put them back in my rotation, and 3 that I had in my regular active list went back on. So yeah. But anyway, I filmed that last week. That went up last weekend, and yesterday I filmed my finished parade. I have not posted it yet. I'm going to post it tomorrow, because that's what I did last year and the year before, is I did it on the 1st. Actually, I'm not sure if I did that on the year before, but last year I definitely did it on the 1st, and I thought that would just be fun to post something on the 1st. And since it's already filmed, I don't have to do anything except hit a couple buttons on my phone, and hopefully it'll go up quick. So keep a lookout for that. And after you're done watching your parades, and I don't know, are there football games on the 1st? Yeah, I think there are, right? I don't know. But after if you're not watching those, or you're done watching those, then go ahead and watch my finished parade, because I'm pretty happy with the progress that I got last week. Or last year. This year. Let's see. I don't have a lot of life stuff to share. It's just been a normal week. My boss is out of town. He's out of the country, actually. So things at work are slow. Just handling the few clients that have called, or the few checks that have come in that have to be processed, etc. And other than that, it's just been pretty slow. My car is still in the shop. I'm hoping to get it back sometime next week. I don't have any details yet, but luckily I have friends who have been willing to take me to and from work. I only had to take a lift once, and so that's good. Okay, so I think that's basically it. Let's get into all the projects. I mean, this is the last one of the year, so it's significant. Okay. So crochet stuff. I did work on my shrug this week. The one I'm doing with the Burnout Pop, the Scarlet Sizzle, the orangey pinky ready one. I did work on that. I didn't work on it enough to really show you any progress on it. I kind of finished out a ball and started a ball, so I'm on my 3rd ball. It's going to take 4, I think. So I did work on that last Monday, which was Christmas Day. I got a lot of work done on my little golden book, so very excited about that. I actually fully got 4 of them finished. I got 4 more finished up to the last step of stuffing them full of stuff. So I have, let's see, so that's 8, and I have 14 in total that I'm processing basically this year. So I think I still have 4 left that have the signature sewn in. And so then I'm down to, however many, I'm down to, I don't know. We'll see how much I can get done tomorrow. Then hopefully I'll get most of them out by the end of January. Not good. But yeah, they're coming along really nice. I did finish the 2 for my friends at work, and they loved them, so I was able to give them those last week, and they got a very nice reception, so that made me feel good. So I'm excited to get these out to you guys. If you do have a YouTube channel, can you just show it on your channel so people know it's something that I do? I would appreciate it. I know most of you actually don't, so that's fine. But you can show it on your Instagram too. Drive people over to me. I'm like 225 people away from hitting 3,000, so let's push. Speaking of that, I realized this past week that one of the people who comments all the time on my channel has a channel, Mandy Parker, and I haven't watched her. So I don't know. I don't know where I've been. I answer her comments every time she comments, and and I enjoy the stuff that she says and everything. And she has a black cat, so she'll comment on Baggy a lot. And you know, and I don't know how it finally clicked to me to go check, and you know, she has a YouTube channel. Great projects. I watched her whip parades, so go and watch her. And again, this is like a reminder to all of you guys. I really try to kind of keep on track of who's subscribing to me, and I'll go and look in it, you know, see if you actually have a channel where you're producing videos. And if you do, of course, I subscribe and I watch. Don't watch every single one for every single person, because, you know, there's a lot of YouTubers out there. I know that, like, it's hard. And every day there's new ones and new good ones and everything like that. But if you do watch my channel regularly and you do have a FlossTube channel, then please let me know so that I can go and subscribe and, you know, possibly shout you out if I remember. You know, there is that. You have to work with my brain, because if I'm watching you on a Tuesday, I don't always remember to say something on Sunday. But please let me know, because, you know, I want to support you with nothing. If nothing else, I want to support you with giving you that new subscriber. So yeah, please let me know. And, you know, I don't know if you can always tell if I've subscribed or not, but if you see that I haven't, just remind me. I mean, you know, this is a community. We have to support each other. And, you know, because there are so many FlossTubers out there and YouTubers and whatever, and so much stuff to watch, I mean, sometimes things slip through the cracks, and like, you don't realize that you're missing out on somebody that you would really connect with, that you really enjoy their projects or enjoy their personality. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I watch people usually for their personality, and projects are secondary. I mean, of course I love seeing all the projects, of course I do, but the people that I look forward to every video, it's less about the projects and more about them, and the fact that I want to spend time with them talking to me. So yeah, so please let me know if you have a channel. I will definitely go check out your channel and subscribe, if nothing else, and try and watch it regularly, and try and remember to shout you out. Okay, I think that's it. So I did say I got a lot of work done on the little golden books. I have plans, big plans to work on the golden books tomorrow, and then we'll see. And next week, I'll give you an update. If there's a bunch to show, then I will. I don't know if it's worth doing a separate video to show all the books, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys want to see. Okay. So what did I work on this week? I actually, and this was yesterday, I did some FFOing, because I talked about after I did my finish parade, it was like, gosh, a lot of these things haven't been FFO'd. Maybe, and in many cases, it was hauling out my iron. That was the big issue. So the two, like, projects that have been finished for a while, I shouldn't even say two. It's like one and an intention. And I just pulled this off the thing, so hold on a second. Okay, as I FFO'd Forget-Me-Nots by Riolis. And I basically did this the same way that I did last year's Sweet William. I used the teak poster hangers, I guess that's what they're called. They're the ones that are magnetic. And I just ironed it. I put sticky felt on the back. Okay. They're magnetic and they stick pretty well unless you're manhandling them, and then they slide off. But anyway, that's gonna hang right below Sweet William on my little wall over there. And I think it looks really nice in the teak with the sort of natural Aida and the bright flowers. So that was one FFO. And then the second thing that I tried to FFO was ashes. Now this is coal that I did last year, I think, right? Or the year before. And I remember this being super easy to do. But then I went to go do it with ashes and I couldn't get the stupid tacks in. Like, this is so hard. And I got one. And I don't remember it being difficult last time, so I don't know if this was a different wood and easier to put the tacks in, or I'm just not remembering correctly. But I started doing this. I mean, obviously I ironed it and I started trying to do it and was having difficulty and gave up temporarily. I mean, I will definitely do it, but I just wasn't in the mood, to be quite honest, to futz around with it. So, I mean, that's what it's going to look like when it gets done. It'll look like this. And then I have plans to start the next orange one in August. They look good together though, right? So yeah, so the FFO kind of was a failure, but we'll work on that. Okay. Now, I also this week, I snuck in 2 finishes, which was very exciting for me. Actually, well, let's do the SAF first. So you guys know SAF is start and finish. So basically this was one day. This was actually, I think, last Sunday that I did this. And I'm going to cut off this extra piece of fabric, which I may use for a third one, but right now it's really annoying me. Okay, so if you watch Laura Stitching at the Shore, which you should because she's fantastic, she does artist trading cards. She does a lot of her finishes as scrapbook finishes. She started her crafting career or whatever. She was a paper crafter with an Etsy shop and did cards and stuff, which she doesn't do anymore, but she still has all that paper crafting creativity and skill. And just as an aside, and I want to say this because she did as an extra video this past December, she showed like all of her scrapbook finishes, and she made a comment that people, not a lot, but she occasionally gets like really negative comments, like the cross stitch police are after her because, you know, how dare she finish her cross stitch in that way, you know, in a book or putting glue on it or whatever thing that people are offended by. And then I was watching somebody else yesterday who said that they got negative comments, people saying that they treat their cross stitch badly. I don't know. My point is, and I know that I'm preaching to the choir here, but it's like, seriously, it is nobody's business what you do with your cross stitch. If your joy with your cross stitch is to wad it up in a ball and stick it in a glass jar, then do that, because that is your art and you can do whatever you want with it. I can't believe that anybody would have the audacity to put a negative comment to somebody about how they finish stuff. You know, what, how is that necessary? Why is that necessary? It's just that even the idea that anybody would even think that that's okay to do is just beyond me. But anyway, so Laura also does ATCs, which is artist trading cards, and she did a swap in the fall, which I did not participate in, but it looked really fun. And so basically you do your artist trading card, you could do 1, you could do 10, and you send them to Laura, you send them with self-addressed stamped envelopes so that they can come back to you, and then she'll swap them all out and you'll get something back for each one that you send in. And it looked really fun. I think she had about 100, not 100 people, but 100 ATCs that were swapped. And she is doing another one next month. Basically, stitch it in January, send it to her by the beginning of February. She'll get them out in March. But it looked really fun, and I decided to jump on in and play the game. But me, I have to do it slightly differently. And because I did that sheer black work for my niece Reagan a couple weeks ago and enjoyed it, I showed you at the time that I got this black work chart called Shelf, and it has just all these little well, I can show it to you. It's sitting right here. Yeah. So I don't know that I'd ever really want to stitch it in full, but I took a couple motifs out of it. This new theme, the theme of this new swap is winter. And so Laura said basically stitch anything. She said avoid holiday. You know, it's not supposed to be a Christmas swap or anything like that. So avoid holiday, but anything that makes you think of winter. And for me, living in Southern California, winter is not necessarily cold weather. It's more like the idea of being cozy. So the two that I chose, and I did them black work. So I did this little, and there's a big hair on it. Okay, this little teapot, and then I did this little mouse on the books with the lamp, which I think this one is just adorable. And so I might do another one like this. I did them with sulky thread on, this is a 32 count Monaco, and just enjoyed doing those. It was really fun to do. Not quite sure how I'm going to finish them as an ATC, if I'm just gonna basically just have the fabric on the card, or if I'm gonna do something with some ribbon. Probably I'll add some ribbons or something like that to decorate it a little bit. And then I have this little piece left that I can do another one. So those were my two safs, and then I had two finishes this week. I finished my lion head. This was by Cooler Design Studios, and I started this in August, and I am holding it upside down. Okay, so every August I start a Black Cat birthday style, because my birthday's in August, and I also do a lion for my zodiac sign. And this is the one I chose this year. It's from a book that I have that's all Cooler Designs, and I decided to do it with sulky thread on this metallic perforated paper. And I didn't get very much done on it, and it was kind of like sitting there when I did my whip parade and everything, and I said, oh, you know, this will go and I'll finish it next year before in August. And I was thinking about it, I'm like, why do I have this languishing? It's so little, I can knock it out. And I did all the stitching on it in one evening, and then the back stitching took 2 additional evenings because it was a little tedious. But it came out really good, I think. And yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm really happy with it. So I was able to knock that off my whip list. And then the last thing that I finished, so actually that technically was the last thing I finished for the year, but I finished and FFO'd, stuck it in a frame, Prickly Owl by Dimensions. And I've been calling this my friend's piece all along because the chart was given to me by, or the kit, I should say, was given to me by Dawn Fish from Arizona as a remembrance of our meeting in Arizona. And then I started stitching this with Julie Stitching at the Cabin because she had it and I had it, so we decided to start it together. And I happen to have, I have two of these frames. One is this orangey, yellowy sort of wood, and I have one that was a red sort of wood. And this color I just thought looked great, and I just popped in the frame. Maybe could have moved it like one square down. It's not 100% centered, but it's fine. And I think it looks really good, and I'm happy to have it done. And it will be a remembrance every time I look at it of Dawn and Julie. So that is great. Okay, so that was all the finishes. I did still have whips, but maybe I should tell you, since I just showed you finishes, I should tell you my statistics for the year. For those of you who like that kind of thing. Some people are very into it and some people don't care. So, in 2023, I started the year with 37 carryover projects and 6 inactives. Well, wait a minute. That's not true. 37 carryover projects and the inactives were included in that. Yes. And then 7 became inactive. 1 project Okay, so seven became inactive, or already were inactive, or got added to the inactive, whatever. So there were 30 active projects on January 1st. I have one UFO, which I only consider a UFO because it was Bianca Bella, which I was stitching. It's a Bella, not a Bella Filipina, it's a Mirabilia that I was stitching on that really gorgeous purple fabric, but it was blending in too much. I thought that the blues in the project would counteract the fact that the purples in the project were very close to the fabric, but it wasn't sitting right with me, so I did frog it. So I still have it all kitted up, except I have to pick a fabric now. So that was one UFO, which brings the projects that were coming over from 2022 down to 29. And I had 28 new starts. I had 19 finishes. So we've got 58 minus 20 equals 38 carryovers for 2024. So one more project than I started the year with. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, that's pretty good. I'm pretty comfortable with that. Okay. Whips that I worked on this week. So, I did work on Frog Bouquet, which I was trying to get done this year and obviously did not. It will come out in February, which is my focus on floral or floral fantasy, or I don't know how I worded it, but it's my floral month. I am still doing the themes next year that I did this year. I really like the themes, and I'm able to put everything into at least 1 month. I went through and I made sure that all of my whips fit somewhere. So everything will get touched at least once, many months, but everything at least 1 month, and I enjoy the alliteration of all the F projects. So anyway, this is Frog Bouquet. So I was trying to get this done. This was on my short list to get done, but I didn't get it done. It will get finished, I would assume, in February. And I did finish the legs. So now all of the work needs to be done is the top. So this is all finished. And I do the back stitch as I go. So I've got, maybe a third of the skirt left, and then the head, basically. So I did work on that, but then I didn't really want to work on this exclusively. So I kind of got to jump on some of my January projects and hold them out. So you're getting kind of a sneak preview of some of what I'll be stitching in January. So I worked on Mini Flower Kitty by Jeremiah Kentner. This is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And I feel like I haven't worked on full coverage in a while, which I don't know how true that is, but it just felt not awkward, just not quite as natural as it does when I get into it. And I was able to, just do a little bit of the next diagonal. I love this one. I'm thinking when I do, when I use my project wheel, I'm thinking that, because I don't always use it, basically I have the projects that I'm focusing on that month on the wheel, and then you know, sometimes it's just like I'm thinking about during the day, like I think about, oh, I want to work on Mini Flower Kitty tonight, and that's what I do. But when I can't really decide, then I'll pull out the wheel. But I think what I'm going to do is try and use the wheel maybe a little bit more, and put the feature on the wheel where it'll black it out, so that you do everything and then you can reset it and do it again. I might kind of use that feature a little bit just to make sure that everything gets touched. I worked a little bit on my cat collage, Laurel Birch cat collage by Designworks. Oh. And of course I say it every time that the flosses that came with the kit are not as vibrant as the picture. It's still really pretty, but just not quite as bright. And I worked on this head, so I didn't get that much done, but I did this at the same time as, or the same day that I finished up the lion head, so it didn't get like a full stitching session. And last but not least, I pulled out kitty litter. This is a Dimensions Gold kit that I started at the very end of last year. Oh. Okay. God, my glare is terrible today. And I worked a little bit on this kitty, and I put a little bit more in the background and a little bit more in this pink thing. Actually, I put some more in this green thing too. We had this big discussion last year, like, oh, I don't know what those are. To me, they look like shower puffs, but why would there be shower puffs in the basket of kittens? But this is a weird pattern. Why is there a lot of stuff in this basket of kittens? Why is there a piece of wheat? Why is there marbles? Yeah, it's a weird pattern. I mean, it's really like adorable, but it is a little weird. Speaking of adorableness, I did say this in my video that I filmed yesterday, but you'll hear it here first, folks. My family adopted a puppy Thursday, which was Reagan's birthday, and it was not planned. They actually, I know I talked about Lilo on this channel. They had adopted a year ago a special needs doggy who had some severe neurological damage from basically being inbred, severely inbred, and kind of in a hoarder home, and they adopted her. She was adorable. She, you know, they had no problem with dealing with her neurological problems, you know, as far as being shaky and not being able to jump, and, you know, they would have to carry her down the stairs to go to the bathroom and stuff like that. That was no problem. Unfortunately, though, the neurological problems proceeded to get worse, not better, and she went blind, which was okay. I mean, they could deal with that. You know, dogs use their nose a lot, but then recently she has gotten aggressive, getting very snappy with the 3 kids. That's not a good thing. Very snappy with the other dog. And the vet was saying that she seemed to be suffering and having pain, like headache pain constantly. And they just felt like she wasn't living a comfortable life, and they did not want it to progress to the point where she went from being snappy and slightly aggressive to being dangerous. So unfortunately, they did have to put her down. So everybody was really bummed about that. But then on Reagan's birthday, they were in the mall. Several different circumstances happened that kind of just made them feel like it was meant to be, and they saw this puppy, and she is just adorable. So they did adopt a little 14-week-old puppy. She was born in September, and she is a Bichon Poo, little fluffy thing. Totally cute. They can't take her to get groomed until she gets her first shots, right? But Stacy has pretty severe allergies, and because she was, you know, with other dogs, they tend to keep their dogs, even though they get hyperallergenic dogs, because, you know, poodles and other breeds like that are hyperallergenic, they still keep them cut pretty short. Because the hair is what bothers Stacy. So she was very fluffy, but they couldn't take her to get groomed, so Stacy they just gave her a haircut. She looks a little bit like she went through the lawnmower, but I don't know if it takes away from her cuteness. She looks a little ragamuffin-y now, but she's really adorable. They named her Coco because she's all the colors of chocolate. She's dark brown and light brown and caramely colored and cream colored, and she's just, you know, all the colors of chocolate. So her name is Coco, and she is very adorable. So I wish them the best with their new puppy. And the older dog Nala is very nonplussed. She's very like, why are you bringing this thing into my house? So yeah. Nala is not taking a motherly role. She's taking a please get this thing away from me role, but not aggressive. Of course, if Nala did get aggressive, what's she gonna do? She has no teeth, you know? Okay. Next, I usually talk about haul, and I did get a little bit of haul this week, which is a little odd, I have to say. So way back when I did my first video and I was telling you guys kind of like my history of stitching, you know, I told you my mom was an expert at quill embroidery and needlepoint to the point that she taught classes and things. And so I had always kind of known how to do stitching. I never done counted cross stitch. Sorry, my hair is bothering me today. I never done counted cross stitch, and I'd only done like the stamped, you know, like pillowcases and stuff with those the blue stamps, and I always hated that. And I tried to do embroidery, and I was never great at it. I mean, I loved watching my mom do it and stuff like that, but I hadn't ever found my niche, basically. But I remember when I was, you know, I must have been, let's see, these came out 79, so I was like 14, so junior high school-ish. I remember having these kits, these embroidery kits that I had started, that I really loved the way they looked, and never finished them. I have no idea what happened to them. I saw them on eBay, or I saw 2 of them. There's 4. I can't find the other 2, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get them. But they're Jiffy Stitchery, windows. And I remember half doing this. Now, honestly, I'll be honest with you guys, I don't know if I even want to do these. I might just for the nostalgia factor, but really I just wanted to have them for the nostalgia factor. So I thought it was funny though, because it's like on eBay, it's like new in package, like never been open, you know. Yes, new in package of something from 1979. It's got a rusted needle in it, you know. It's like, that doesn't, you know, that doesn't mean that it's worth more. I don't know. Anyway, so this is the poppy, no, this is the sun window. So I got that one. And again, this is embroidery. So I don't know if I'm going to enjoy doing it, if I want to do it. I just really wanted to have these for the nostalgia factor. I know that sounds crazy. So this is the sun window. Then I saw they had the poppy window. Somebody was selling it separately. And it was more expensive to buy it by itself than this other person who was selling a lot of 4 things. It was like $2 or $3 cheaper to get this lot. So even though I didn't want the other stuff, I got it. Now, my friend at work said she would like these. I showed her the picture, and she's kind of learning how to do some stuff, and she liked these too. So I'm going to give those these two to her. These are this is from 1984, and this is from 1985. So these are definitely blast from the past. These two are both, this is long stitch, and this is needlepoint. Learn long stitch, learn needlepoint. So I'm going to give those to Linda. This, I don't want. This is from 1980. And again, it's a crewel embroidery kit. It's cute. It's very cute. So I may give this away at some point. So if you're interested in it, let me know. Just to gauge if anybody's going to want it. But then this is the one that I really wanted. And this is called Poppy Window. So all of these, the windows are designed by Barbara Jennings for Jiffy Stitchery. This is Poppy Window. And the other two are Butterfly Window and Hummingbird Window and Dragonfly Window, I think, are the other two. And I really would love to get those as well, but I searched and they came up, but they came up as sold. So who knows if anybody ever had them. But if you have them sitting around somewhere and you're never going to stitch it, maybe we can trade. So this is Poppy Window and Sun Window. And I especially remember doing the Sun Window. I remember doing that blue part. Basically, it has like this little bit of mesh, this little like tool. And you cut out the tool and you put that in the window and then stitch on top of it. But yeah, I don't know. They're very nostalgic for me to look at these. And it's like, on one hand, I kind of want to start them. And on the other hand, it's like, I don't like doing that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm ever going to do them, but maybe I will. But I would like to have the other two as well, which, you know, but I'm not going to pay, you know, an arm and a leg to them. Okay. So plans, I already talked about a little bit. January is my focus on full coverage. So I will be working on kitty litter and mini flower kitty. I have, if I can think, I have the Let Sleeping Dragons Lie, which is a full size. That one's, you know, gonna take 10, 15, 20 years for me to finish. My Village bookstore I put back on the inactive list. So this year I'm not gonna think about that one too much. I have Kitty Magic. I have the mini solar system. I have Pinky and Blue Boy. And Cat Collage. And then I also took the Mill Hill pomegranate off of the inactive list. And because I don't have any other Mill Hill going right now. So I figured why not. And this is pretty much full coverage, so I'll just add it into my January plans. And yeah, so that's basic plans for January. Plans for today. I don't have anything like specific goals, you know, for today as far as getting crafting done. Tomorrow I'm going to work on my little golden books a lot. Today I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to probably try and take a nap this afternoon so that I'm nice and fresh for the Zoom tonight. And then, you know, Tuesday's back at work and no more short weeks. but it should still be relatively easy going at work. I mean, obviously it's now the first of the year, so we have all kinds of first of the quarter work to do, but it's a lot of like data entry and downloading statements and stuff like that. But anyway, I want to give a big thank you to all of you for spending time with me this week, this year, supporting my channel, helping it grow, supporting all the little things that I add in, like my counter cooking and stuff like that. The community that I've got here is really important to me, and you guys have no idea how much I look forward to all of your comments and you know, seeing the numbers grow, that, oh, this many people watched the video today, and you know, and I've got these comments on it and whatever. It's all really means a lot to me and brings a lot of joy to my life. So thank you so much. Along with all of the crafting that I do, being able to share it with you is something that's really important. When I first started cross stitching, I would bring everything I was working on over to my mom on Friday afternoon, so I could show her. And you know, and of course I was talking about it to anybody who would listen, and you know how it is when you're talking about crafting with somebody who's not into it, and their eyes kind of like, oh, that's good. But when you are talking to somebody who does enjoy it with you, and you're both excited about it, it's just so great. And I would bring it over to my mom and show her. And then when I started my FlossTube, it was like, there's a whole big group of people out there who enjoy it along with me. And that is just such a wonderful thing to find. Even though we all have different likes and dislikes as far as styles of patterns and what kind of fabric you like and what kind of flosses you like. I mean, there's such a huge variety in what we all like to stitch, but the love of crafting and the love of using fiber and fabric and yarn and all of these things is really nice to share that love with you guys. So thank you so much for being part of my life this year, and I look forward to going into 2024 more of the same, more better. More better. Oh, that's good language there, Carla. Health, happiness, prosperity, lots of crafting time, lots of crafting joy. I wish it on all of us. So happy New Year, everybody. And until I see you again in the new year, please remember to be content, be kind, and be crafty. This is Carla. Bye.